Welcome back to Brighter Shores. We carved poplar toothpicks for 22 hours and 42 minutes, 20 jars full of them, and 44,000 carpenter XP. As we work towards level 50, there's level 35. Could make a rugged juniper staff now, so that's something. Do we have one of these logs? We might have. See if we have a rugged juniper log to work with. Stop that for now. You also need to go and empty the inventory of all of these. Sell them for 4 silver, 400. Not bad. Timberwell supplies, right over here. Can't use these for anything else. They are just the money at the end of things from our poplar branches, which is great. Looking good. Sell them all. I'll work for the inventory here. Trade, sell all for 88 silver. Making money from the past woodcutter stuff we did. Works for me. Works for me. We're looking for... What we could do here with this. Rugged juniper. We might have a juniper. Rugged poplars over here. If we can get this, it would give us the one-time bonus. But if we don't have it, we'll just stock up on this. Rugged juniper log. Yep, there we go. 1 and perfectly done. Alright, that's great. Slide it through here. And there it is. The rugged juniper staff for 58 to 135 bone right. I'm sure we're gonna get right on that. We're gonna get right over to that. Alright. So we'll put this in here for later-ish, if we even get to that point. We're not even gonna have a lot of these. I need to buy more. Problem for later. Okay. Next question. Do we have enough additional of these branches to keep making progress here? We're at 35 and a half. We need to get to 38. That's not terribly far away. With the poplar branches, how are we looking? Poplar branches. Auto withdraw that. Withdraw max. Not a full day, but that's perfectly fine. So we'll use these up. See where we're at. But first, I am going to go and get the Death Stone going. And then we'll be back, set this up, and then another day, and then we start the next bit of this. Yep. 24 hours of more toothpicks for 46,000 XP. And that gets us to 37 and a bit. So not quite the 38 we need for getting the next bit here. Still need another 14,000 XP, it looks like. That's alright, I guess. Okay. We're going to stop that. Still have a tiny bit. We have 0.3 branches left. That's something. When we get to 38, we get to 41 for tables. So how many piles of U would we have? 41.7 U also. Okay. We could probably set this up to do another full day's worth of poplar branches. Anyways, that's an idea. It's definitely an idea. Another idea I had was only collecting the explosives for the venture here, and then just mining the Death Stone when we were at a point where we don't really care about the other passive mining stuff to get the things we actually need from this for all the other things we're doing. Depends what levels we get to and how everything connects. Anyways, sell the rest of this. There it is. More money. We can definitely afford to purchase some poplar branches later. For right now, we are off to do Leatherworker stuff. So let us make that happen here. Teleport to Cranopolis. Alright. The last skill that we do not have passives for yet. Last sub 20. And then we need to figure out what we are doing. We'll worry about that when we're done with this, though. We will worry about that later. Later is coming soon, though. Later is coming soon. Okay. So, for Leatherworker stuff, we need to go get some basic bison leather until we get to 12. We're at 11 and a bit, so we're kind of already there. Let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna go to the hide stall here. Okay. Yeah, basic bison leather. It's gonna grab a bunch of everything. We probably don't need a huge amount of it, since we only need to get like 1,000 more XP here. Let's grab a little bit of bison leather. Should be fine. Should be fine. We can also look at our discounts we're getting here and not getting for higher level stuff. 1.1 for bison, 850, 1.3, 200, 980, 210. So the brown cow is higher level. Brown cow leather, 10, it's 1.3. Basic bison, brown cow. Basic brown cow leather. This one here. For level 8 is 1.3. Oh, 1.03. There we go. So the bison hide is more expensive. That checks out. So it's by 12. It's gonna keep going up in price since we don't have the appropriate merchant level to get the discount on it, which is wildly higher, unfortunately. If we wanted to actually get this, the basic bison, that would not be until 39, it says here. So that's no good. Okay. Maybe one day you'll have to work on some better hides than the basic hides here. Yep. Use with soaking tub. That's a tanning tub. Line pit. Soaking tub. There we go. Okay. This should probably get us up to 12, no problem. Probably wildly overdid it with these hides here. Well, that's okay. We'll just have more of the different kinds of hides for later. Assuming the hides are used in the... Oh, assuming... Not the hides, the leather is used in armor making and stuff. Gonna hold on to all the leather. Seems like a reasonable idea here. Oh, yeah. Soaked basic bison hide. Next needs to be scraped at the scraping rack. Can do. So yeah, pretty simple here. We're gonna go through the basic bison leather, then the basic buffalo leather, the basic hail beast leather, the moderate white cow leather, and the moderate deer leather. That's quite a few things. To the, let's say, scraping, stretching. Scraped at the scraping rack. Yes, this one here. Okay. Look at the first thing that was scraped, since the scraping rack says level 10 here. So that's interesting. Not really. Just another process in the pile of processes. Batting, scraping, stretching, tanning, liming, soaking. Gets the job done. And what is the last thing we need to do with these? Tanned at the tanning tub. Yeah. Almost 12 here. And now we're level 12. There you go. We should just keep on going and buying the most expensive hides. Level, and we got a knowledge point. Okay. What do we want for that? Merchant, detective, or stonemason? I think we need some merchant stuff for quests. Let's look at this. Inheritance is Alchemist and Chef currently. I have that going. Forgotten Things, we're doing Carpenter stuff, so that's good. So Found needs Bone, right? And this one needs Leatherworker and Merchant currently. So we'll get the Merchant one first. Why not? Probably going to want to have a knowledge point available for Carpenter stuff. Basic buffalo leather. Alright. Offer a bit of protection within a piece of armor. That's the plan. Okay. So, tanning tub. So it is specifically saying it's going to be used for the armor making. Just on the item card here. And first time making that. Bonus XP. Love it. Oh yeah. 0 to 500 it says. What level will actually be relevant at? To be seen. It's not going to be usable at level 0. It's not going to be worth using at level 500. Most likely. I'll just see if there's some kind of limitations for making the lower level gear. Like, get your level 0 recipe for making a weapon or armor or anything. And then just do that recipe, make a high level item with it. It's got to be limited by just the tier. So it can't go higher than what you can get for making the next tier. That could be silly. Anyways. Now we need to go put all these in the leathers bank. Which is up here. Then we loop back, grab some more hide from the shop, because we can't get it from anywhere else. Could get a discount. We had much higher merchant level though. Well, that's unfortunate. We need basic buffalo leather this time. We're at level 12 and a bit. We could probably do a whole inventory of it. Just need a variety of leathers here. That should get the job done. And if we do a whole inventory, that is more time we can spend looking at other things while it works through it. So that'll be good. Oh yeah. Basic buffalo hides, please. How much is that gonna set us back? Bison, macro, brown, buffalo hides. 1.310. Yeah, it's a little bit more. Auto buy the max for 31 silver. Could definitely spend a lot of money on these. The dream is that once the armor crafting comes out, we could recoup some of the cost here. Alright. Use on the liming pit. You got it. We would need 45 merchants to get a discount on these. For the level 12 stuff. Okay, so how does that work at higher levels? It's already wildly behind. Discount on basic sheep, basic bison, basic buffalo, basic moderate. Might just not have the stuff. We got moderate, and then fine, strong, superior, perfect, and that's perfect. So finishes at perfect, 490s. But for leather worker, we go basic, moderate, fine, strong, superior, perfect. Eventually it does kind of catch up at the wildly end of it. Interesting. So it definitely still would be worth it to do just a ton of merchant before worrying at all about leatherworker. It's an interesting thought. Next at the scraping rack. Alright. Scrape it. How much XP we getting for these anyways? Enough? It's probably enough. have 2 more bits left here. And the first time, one-time bonus. I don't know if this is going to get us to 14. I just need to go do another round. Probably not a whole round, though. Don't need to buy excess. Because it would be faster to get the level and get the new hides working. Be fine. This level's going to get us to level 100 in Chronopolis. That's something. Level 100 in all zones. It'll be. Look at that. Very cool. Really gotta say, getting 100 is not exactly too impressive with all 20 pluses. Because the ones that have 5, that's automatically completed anyways. Yeah. And we are not getting to 14 with this set. Unless the last piece of the puzzle gives way more XP. This is the tanning tub. Yeah. We'll get 13 though. There it is. And then, once we finish making these, it'll tell us we have 1 more level until the next thing we can do. Which is how it works. Sub 20 here. 1 more level to the next unlock. Okay. Damn it. We're at like 12 in a bit. Might kind of be a whole another inventory here, realistically. 354 bonus first time XP, not bad. Oh yeah. With that in the mix, I'll probably do like a half inventory. I'll be fine. So yeah, for the quests here, we need Leatherworker 50 and Merchant 55. So that's not gonna be high enough to actually get back on track or anything. I have to look at the exact levels of everything. Let's look at that. Leatherworker 55. We'll be possibly doing Moderate Buffalo. For Merchant, Moderate Buffalo discount. Moderate Bison. Moderate Buffalo's at 90. Yep, that's still not even close. Catches up significantly later than that. My goodness. And we're not going to be getting 90 merchant before we finish the quest. It requires 50 merchant. Or 55 or some small number. 55, yeah. 55 is less than 90, turns out. Shocking, I know. Okay. We might need more than half an inventory here. Might do like 16. We could get the actual numbers here. I should have looked at it better. Almost of this. It's gonna be a bit over 1,000 XP here. Shouldn't does 150. Yeah. Could be plenty. 1,000, 12, 150, 100, 1,200. I think 12 would be plenty. And if not, we just go around again. Not like it's a long walk or anything. Gets the job done. Yeah. Balancing active and passive training is going to be something here. Figure out what we're going to do. If we get the rest of the knowledge points here, that'd be super convenient. To unlock more of the things we still need. Got one here, one here. We're gonna get another from the leatherworking stuff here. Just keeping up with the amount of knowledge points required. A lot of the time, it doesn't seem like we're really to the point where we need to worry too much about it. Doesn't seem like we get the next thing that requires a knowledge point too quickly. There's time to save up, depending on how we do things. Okay. Next of these. Use them in the right places again. Every hide seems to have a slightly different order of things, which is fine. Doesn't fundamentally change much. It gets people all over the leather workshop here doing different things. Well, that's good. Okay. Yeah. Without any incredibly low-level skills left, our rate of getting total levels is probably going to fall off a bit here. That's fine. Not the main goal by any means. There. Then we scrape it. Alright. A lot of just level 20 skills still. We've never really done much with for any of the passes or anything. We need to do a lot of Alchemist for the first other quest there. Lots more to be done. You just go through all the different passives, see which ones are actively contributing to other passives and things we need, what things we might want to skip, what would be good levels to just go and get. Making money, spending money. A lot to consider. And we'll consider the next hides. Because here comes level 14. Okay. In terms of XP and everything, there's definitely going to be some professions that are slower than others. More expensive, more difficult to train, more effort. And then ones that are profitable and very easy to do. Like making various soups and such. Also need to consider if they're going to be useful to have trained currently. Current main goals would be all the quests. And in theory there could be more requirements for the quests that we haven't seen yet. Like the fact that we got jumped by the high carpenter requirement. But now we can go get basic hail beast leather. Your basic leather from hail beasts. Okay. And we just barely got to 14 there. So we're probably going to need at least another inventory and a half. Maybe even up to 2 inventories of this leather. Wouldn't be too surprising at this point. Getting there though. Getting there. Oh yeah. One thing I would not want to do is skip a bunch of passives for skills that would be needed later. But chef is really one of the ones I'm most concerned about. Because we need various bits of things for the passives, but then we're also too high or too low level to get all the things required. It could be a mess. Hail Beast. Almost 1.5 silver each. This gold and a half is getting us through here. So that's good. Hail Beasts are substantial animals, so provide sizable hides. Good to know. Use it the soaking tub. Okay. And this one needs 51 merchant to get the discount on. Almost really would be worth, like, basically maxing merchant before doing any leatherworker stuff. Just for that discount. It is a sizable discount. Really is. Let's look at here. So just the ones we currently have. Discounts from 618 to 238. And the highest discount here, oh, we can't even see it. It's a mystery. How mysterious. Could always just go on the wiki and see what we would get, but keeping some surprise and stuff here. Next is going to be the batting drum. Got it. This is the first time we're using this. It says level 14 on it. Could be. I mean, this says 14 too. This says 12. Maybe not. Strike is 4. This is just showing the most recent unlock on it of turning this into this. So that's fine, I guess. Gets the job done. Okay. So yeah, the passives that are just like gathering stuff, like Gatherer and all the other ones like that, we'll be able to just get them. And some of them require like the bait from Fishermen. If we do that, then we would get the Spotted Macabit. At this point, we need the Common Dabs still, which we can't get from fishing because we get half XP. We could cook other things until we get up to the Macabit level. That's one of the contenders for active training on. Just in situations where that would not be helpful or not be reasonable to do the passives. To compare all the different ones and how they interact with things. Some of them are definitely more self-contained. If we make a bunch of stuff that just we sell it or fight things to get just experience and money, that obviously is just always doable. If it needs a supply and we don't have the supply, like at this point for Carpenter, we're at 37 and almost a half. We're kind of out of supplies. So we could just go and make a whole bunch of juniper staves. But we'd also need to consider, for the regular stuff, it's not as big of a problem if it's slightly off level or low level or anything, because we don't get a massive XP penalty. Except for combat, that has a slight XP penalty, but not enough to really be worried about. It's not half of the XP lost because you're not doing the latest passive. It's definitely something out here. It's definitely a whole system. And almost never the twain shall meet. The active stuff and the passive stuff. Different resources, different systems entirely. Would be a little bit awkward if you needed to go do some passive stuff to get active skilling supplies since they're wildly slower. Level 15 Leatherworker, one more level for the next unlock. Wow. And last is tanning. Could be always the last is the tanning tub. Doesn't matter too much either way. Oh yeah, there's the bonus first time XP for that. Good. It's in a similar state as the last hide was. We get to 15 and a bit. I think it is going to still be more than just half an inventory though. Probably. It's more experience though too, so that's also something to consider. More XP though. More of this, more of that, more of everything basically. Gets the job done. Gets the job done. Okay. Oh yeah. Say we actively trained a whole bunch of chef. Got to levels where we can use the passive from cooking, from Fishermen. We need to make sure that each of the bits is actually related to those. So we get to like garlic herring could be more something, roasted something, baked bream. It's mostly fish. So as long as it's just fish, that's fine. And also as long as we don't get up to 200, where it starts costing 4 knowledge points per unlock. Of course, it's also probably a significantly longer amount of time, especially above 200 for the levels. That would take even more work. Nowhere close to that, though, obviously. Not even close. Got a few skills going 50 plus because of the quests here. That's also going to get us a cape, so that'll be something. Yeah, nowhere near 200s or 500s by any means. Passive training is getting us places, but it's not exactly quick in terms of total hours. But it's also insanely quick in terms of total hours, because it's 0 logged in hours, so. Maximum efficiency is more of a situation here. You still need to do the active training for the passive unlocks, unless you just stick with the half experience. Lots of things to consider. Playtime or real time, I suppose. Okay. These hides. How much XP do we need for the level here? It's actually not bad. It's 1,300-ish. That's 300. It's definitely. I think it's definitely more than. This might be enough. Just based on how far it is into the level. That should get us 16. That's the idea, at least. That's the dream. Okay. Soaking tub. Okay. At least. I think it would be possible there'd be animals we could slay and get the hides from in the first place. That'd be nice. That would save some money. But also get rid of the entire thing with the... I mean, it'd only get rid of part of the thing with the discounts. Because it's still a lot cheaper with the discounts. So it could end up that with the discount you could get a better price more efficiently than going out and getting the hides yourself. If that becomes a thing or anything. There's definitely plenty more room for more systems and connections between stuff and everything. One thing I'm most concerned with is the armor making. If it needs more rocks and ores and bones. Because the mining is already wildly overleveled comparatively. We'll see. Can always just go and buy some more. That's fine. Lots of things to consider. Lots of things to keep track of. Or just go and grind out one skill all the way. Also an option. Well, that'd be fine too. Now we're mostly interested in the quests portion. And there is being some work done on getting more just side quest stuff. And combat. And the next whole area. Lots to do in terms of development. And still plenty to do in terms of playing in here. White cow leather is now available. Could become armor at some point. It could. That's kind of the idea. It's kind of what we're working with here. Possibly, we would end up with a bunch of extra leather we could just sell at the end, which also wouldn't be bad. In total, this does currently sell for more than we purchased it for, so we're technically making profit here. Except we are just keeping the leather for possible future use. So we are making a complete loss until that's a thing, and then we make some stuff and then sell the stuff. It's an idea. It's an idea. I'm sure just trying to purchase the final leather here would be significantly more expensive. Because this is the sell price, which is much lower than the buy price from stalls. Hey, knowledge point. Okay. Do you think we can get another knowledge point here? We got it pretty quickly, so I think yes. I'm gonna grab stone. It was bone right for that. I'm just gonna grab the conventional forensics here. Okay. Let's get one more knowledge point here. One way or another. That'll work nicely. That's that. And now, 16. It's time for moderate white cow leather. Fantastic. We're back. We are past the most basic tier. Now we loop back to the next version. At a higher cost, of course. Buy it. Level 56 merchant to get that. Slightly better quality hide. Moderate. 56, 16. Yikes. Okay. Soak it. You betcha. Okay. See if getting to 20 is just going to get us the next knowledge point here. That'd be the most convenient. We'll need the Leatherworker passive knowledge point at some point. Rewards here. That stops us. Currently only have the one thing that needs a knowledge point. So we've kind of caught back up in terms of knowledge points, which is nice. That makes future getting more things that passive unlock where we need more knowledge points. That makes that simpler to deal with. Also potentially gets us to the point where we need to think about what we might want to put knowledge points to experience in. Why just some of the more awkward ones where the passive isn't going to work out too well? Or save some money, also an option. This is the liming pit. Depends what our goals are. Because technically our current goal is just working on carpenter stuff. We technically do need some experience in there. It's not a huge amount of experience for turning in the knowledge points though. If we get more knowledge points than we can use unlocking passives, that's a good idea though. Definitely not going to do the turning in the knowledge points for money option. That's not really worth it. Not the best idea. We're doing fine on money. For now, at least. I can see Alchemist being a problem. All the different random and sometimes wildly higher level resources. Probably going to avoid things that require expensive high level resources. Just kind of not super worth it most of the time, unfortunately. And then when we get to the wildly higher level resources that are used for a lower level thing, probably not going to worry about that since we no longer have any use for those resources. It does make things complicated. It gives potential value to a player market kind of idea, where you can sell off things for a more reasonable price, and people at other levels can actually get the stuff. Really depends how that's would interact with all of the shops, though. You could definitely sell for less than the shops sell for, because they sell for such a high price comparatively. Maybe even buy for more than the shops buy for, because if you don't buy it for more than the shops buy for, you're not really competing with the potential of sale. But you still need shop buying price to actually make stuff into actual money. Unless you just get the few drops you can sell from the combat stuff and the passive money-making options. Economies. Complicated. Also true. What is the next one for this? Tanning tub. That's not too surprising. That was packed earlier. 17! Woo! Okay. Maybe everybody's just stacked up. Here's everybody. 17 Leatherworker. One more level for the next unlock. Wow. Shocked, I know. Okay. This is giving 58 XP, and there's the bonus. See if this gets to a similar level, where we think we could probably get away with half an inventory to finish it. The scaling sub 20 seems pretty reasonable for most things. Well, that works. So when we get to the wildly higher levels, we have more of a problem. Still not a huge amount. That is still like 31,000 XP for that much. So we're talking 30,000, 60,000, 70, maybe 80,000 XP. That's the highest level we have, though. 39 here. The rest of this is another 16,000. It's another 10,000. Definitely continues to ramp up, obviously. We need to go do some just mine fighters, see if we can just get this to 40. See what we're working with. And plenty of things we could do. Lots of passive training. Skipped a lot of active training portions. Something to consider. It's not looking quite as far around here, so it might be more than half. Let's go in there a little bit. Still has 4 more ticks here. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. I'll get us to 18. In terms of levels, not terrible by any means. Okay. I already got the first time passive boost. Definitely went a little bit over the previous ones. We'll do 12. If we need to go get more hides, it's fine. All the moderate white cow leather. Sell for profit. Or keep it for later use. Doing the second one. Yep. Deposit. And we run here. Okay. It goes. It goes. Okay. More moderate white cow hides from here. Still got plenty of money. Definitely enough to get to 20 here. That's not going to be a problem. If we were trying to do higher level, that'd be potentially an issue, though. We don't really need to most of the time, so that's okay. Hides here. Alright. Yep. See if this will get us to 18 here. Could be close. Make some key rings. That might be the offcuts that we can get from here. Because they were talking about offcuts at the leatherworking guys up there. So I had to do merchant to get the stuff for leatherworker. Detective. We're going to do conventional forensics. This will be the first forensics bit we've done. I don't have this yet either. Smith wanted posters. 43. That's a venture. Host wanted posters. Let's see what other things get ventures, because we really haven't gotten too many of those yet. Like, just the one. That's alright. Iron pit. Okay. It's passives and locks. Cooking. Fishing. Oh, there's Orange Lobster Ventures. And a cast net at 28. Beach Oyster Ventures. There's definitely more of these. There's definitely more. Just don't have any of the levels for them. There was plenty to get to 18 here. Perfect. Moderate deer leather. Woo! Okay. See if that's also going to be an inventory and a half. That's the real question. We'll see. So we did get a little bit more than we needed here. Just a little bit, though. Just a little bit. Gets the job done. Okay. And knowledge points, making progress. The next one. Will we need a second knowledge point very soon? We're gonna get to 38. We'll just set that up for around a day's worth. Maybe a bit less, just to make sure we don't wildly overdo it, and also spend less on the twigs. And then we'll get to tables. Okay. Interesting. Put these away. We shouldn't immediately need the second knowledge point until later. Okay. Just save up the 1 for the in-between point here. Things get more time between stuff. We could technically save up 2 knowledge points. But then we'd have to make sure we don't need to do anything after that, because that'd be just wasting knowledge point potential. That wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good. Alright. Level 18. The last leather here. Moderate deer leather. Let's get it. How much does it cost? Deer hide. 1.65. Require 59. Yeah. Okay. Not even close. Not even close. Alright. Yeah. Oh dear. Moderate deer hide. Lima pit. Let's do it. Okay. $47 to start here. Every level of higher level stuff gives slightly more XP. It's all working out. It's all working out. Okay. Another thing to consider, if we got to the point where we had too many knowledge points, is possibly actually going and getting some of the XP potions for using those rewards there. XP is something. I don't think we're going to get to that point here, though. See how much passive and active training we need to do to get to any specific levels or goals here. Definitely still going to need to be a mixture of both to make best use of everything. Yep. Still gonna need the knowledge points. Or we get half XP. And half of the passive XP is just not a lot, is it? Second bit of this is the tanning tub. Maybe we're going slightly different here. Tanning tub. Not the last piece. Not the last piece of this. There you go. 61 XP for this section. It's got the 3 different XP points during this whole process. Last is the stretching rack. Okay. Yeah, I was saying a much lower level earlier. Seems like there might just be this one that uses the stretching rack or something. Something like that. Something like that. Does not make much of a difference. Gets the job done. Okay. Yep, this will get to 20. No problems. Knowledge points coming along. See if it gets there at the same time, roughly. If not, we'll need to find something to do to get a little bit more experience for a knowledge point. That's easy to do. There's plenty of things. Even just going through all of the professions, ticking off any of the things that we haven't done that we totally could do, just to get the cards and the first time XP. Set us up for success and all that. Should be good. Still quite a few XP ticks before we get to 20, though. It's working. It's working. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's just see how experience continues to be gained at higher levels here. Because we need to get more levels with the passive training. But then the passive training gives more XP, but the levels need more XP. So, it's a lot. It's a lot. First time boost there gets us 19. So we are slightly behind compared to the previous Leathers points. We already got the level and then there was the bonus after it, I think. Still good though. One day this could become armor. That's the idea. Unless it's for making armor that's higher than level 20, then we'll probably just be doing the passives, but still. Things to consider. Things to think about. Okay. See if we think just half an inventory is going to be enough this time. Feels like we are slightly behind the curve, comparatively. That's kind of been the general theme here. Higher level things require... Higher levels require higher numbers of items, essentially. It's a reasonable level flow. And then the wild shift at 20 that can be made up for with some passive training. Or something. Can't train all the passive skills here, though. How many in total are there? There's 9, another 9, so 18. That's quite a few. Only training a level or 2 or 3-ish in one per day. 18 levels, I'll go to 500. That's a lot. One more level for the next unlock. Thanks. That goes to just about half. We were kind of over experienced for that. How much experience is this? It's another 1,700. I still think 12 is going to be plenty. We did get slightly over the level by doing an inventory and a half previously. So if we're slightly behind, it'll be slightly about right, we'll say. Should be slightly fine. Let's finish this. Get our last moderate deer leathers here. Even though technically that continues to be the active training until 23. And then 29. Immediately switching between 2 lower experience levels per change to many higher experience levels per change. It's definitely something. Deer hides. Oh dear. And I'll do 12. Okay. Didn't spend a huge amount of money here, comparatively. So that should be alright. We're gonna get it. It's gonna be fine. Okay. Lemon pit. 10 tub. Stretch and rack. Okay. See if this is enough. To get the 20. To get the knowledge points. To get everything 20 plus. Seems good to me. Seems good to me. Oh yeah. 20 is almost 36,000 XP. 45, we're at 631,000. Need to get things up to 60 plus for some things. That's a lot of experience. That's a lot of experience. We will see. We will see. Everything gives more experience though, so it's something. Something to consider. Huh. Is this gonna get to 20? Maybe. About halfway through the process. We halfway between where we were and where we need to be. Also need to consider that the whole thing is not a full circle. It starts here and stops here. So, like, the quarter points are further up here. Just slightly misleading. Not paying too much attention to it. So, yeah. We're already to here. We don't need to get to here. We just need to get to, like, here. So we're pretty good. Fractions. Angles. Numbers. Gets the job done. Stretch out the last of the leather here. And this is it. The final experience of anything that doesn't have a pass available. Wild stuff. Are we getting the knowledge point? That's the other question here. Knowledge point? It's gotta be close. There's 20. Then stretch 4 more hides here. Because we have them. Because it all worked out. And that is a knowledge point. Yep. Yep, that's good. Alright. We're saving this one for Carpenter. Perfect. Level 20 Leatherworker. Stitch key rings. Keeps your keys together and makes them easier to find. Brilliant. Little leather goods. Certainly looks like it's made from the stuff that we get from the passive merchant stuff. We will see. We will see. That is another thing we could do. Just go around to all the things we have unlocked the passives for, just test them out once. So if we don't have the passive for that, I'm missing a few more points here. Deposit those. There we go. 20 plus everything. 520 total. Ready to continue. Carpenter. Well, for the most part. Then we need to decide what we're doing to get more knowledge points when everything has a passive available, theoretically. We'll figure something out. Next time. Goodbye.